Hi, and welcome to the 10-10-Diverse Show, episode 56. So today we've got anywhere between 12 to 15 artists who are going to quickly promote one of their songs, tell us why they wrote the song, etc. Welcome to the show, Phil, as well, our brother from Brazil. So coming up first, he's been in the family for 2 years now. We love this man to bits. Over in Germany, his name's Bert Fenber. Bert, who is Bert Fenber, and why did you write the song In Power Against Autocrats?
Okay, Bert Fenber is a singer-songwriter who started out quite late with his career. And, I'm doing Euro-American pop rock, and I'm already played in Europe and the USA. Well, I'm not Mick Jagger, but what I'm doing is I think, a mainstream pop rock, but which is easy to hear, easy to listening. But I find it also important to have a message in my songs. So the current song is, of course, influenced by the war in the Ukraine here in Europe and what the Russians did and all the autocratic regimes we have in the world right now. And so I made this song called In Power Against Autocrats.
Well, without further ado, Bert, you're a magnificent artist. You know, you're actually Kirsty's favourite. I think Kirsty fancies you, to be honest with you. I keep telling you that too. She's always talking about you. Bert Fenber with In Power Against Autocrats. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
You're in power of a nation, fighting hard for your duration. Call it Russia, call it China, call it just the name it has. You're in power of a nation, fighting hard for your duration. Call it Hungary, call it Turkey, call it just the name it has. You are killing, you're oppressing. You are filling all your jails. Call it West or call it East. Call it just the name it has. All we need is much more peace. All we need is much more peace. All we need is much more peace. Much more peace. generation, fighting hard for your duration. Call it Russia, call it China, call it just the name it has. All we need is much more peace. All we need is much more peace. All we need much more peace. Much more peace. All we need is much more peace. All we need is much more peace. All we need is much more peace. Much more peace.
Bert Fenber, everybody. Hey, Bert, you know how much I love you, dude. Just you're fantastic. I would love to have ended the show with that, but I think you've got internet problems with your camera and stuff, so we just had to open you up because the last time you couldn't even, your signal didn't work enough. So while I load up the Julia set, Mickey, what was your thoughts here on that track for Bert? What a message he's got in his music, by the way, all of his tracks. Mickey B, what was your thoughts here while I load up your track, brother?
Yeah, I liked it. It was good. There was a lot of continuity to it. One thing you got to look out for is you've got to find something that's a catchy hook, and that riff certainly is it. So once you've got a good riff, it's a good basis for it. So yeah, it's repetitive, but in a good way. It means that for an audience member, it's good to be able to follow a song easily, because that's the main thing. So it's a really good, it's a nice, attractive, relatable kind of riff. So which is easy to listen to. Very nice.
Thank you.
Well said, Mickey. So Bert, in this rapid fire show, we're just asking now, what's the easiest way for anyone to find you? Do you have a website or any of these things? You want to plug anything at the moment? Do you have a website, or what's the easiest way for us to find you, Bert? Oh, can you hear me, Mr. Fenber?
Yes, I can. Okay. What's the question?
Do you have a website or anything for anyone to contact you?
Yes. I have a website. It's called www, and then you just put in birdfenber.com. Yeah.
Hey, that's easy. That's an easy one. No one will forget that. So Bert Fenber over in Germany. Thank you, dude. Until the next time, brother.
Thank you.
So from Germany over to
Bye-bye.
England. Bye-bye. From Germany over to England and the UK, represented by Mikey B. Mickey, I think it is. Who are the Julia set, and what's the story behind your song? Is this your first time?
Band-wise, the Julia set, a brief insight into the name. Back in the 1700s, there was a French mathematician called Gaston Julia, who created his own equation, infinity pattern, Mandelbrot sort of thing. So, and fast forward to kind of the early 2000s, one of the original guitarists was a teacher and liked maths and stuff, and the name just stuck. So it's named after a 17th century French mathematician who basically put his name to his own equation. The song itself, interesting enough, this is your first time. We started out as a covers band initially, just to kind of play some songs and figure out our stagecraft and figure out how to play together and stuff, and get a bit of a fan base going, and just basically get out and play. And we always wanted to write our own stuff and release our own stuff and get out on the road and be proud of something that was ours and not somebody else's. And is this your first time? While we were on the road playing these covers and stuff, quite a few, to be fair, we were always writing behind the scenes. We were always looking at ideas, and I was writing lyrics for years before that. Our bass player Mike Atkinson was writing lyrics before that, and he had this funky little rhythm thing going. And after a few weekends and stuff, listening to bits and pieces in his little studio, we found some sort of arrangement, and this is what he had previously. This was the song, and we recorded some vocals on it, and we left it to one side for quite a few years. Then we wrote something else, and we started to add those two songs into the cover set just to gauge an interest, and if we were making the right sounds, if we were, on the right track of, is this good or is this total garbage? So we throw it away. But no, we got a good reception for it, and it was really pleasing to hear that. So we kept doing those two songs in the cover set, and then we decided at one point we'll bin the covers. We had enough original stuff to release, and we released our first EP. This is the first time was not on it. I don't know why it wasn't, but it's years later. It was always in our live set that we did. It quickly became kind of an anthem, a signature tune and stuff. And there's many different ways you can look at it, different ways you can add it to your soundtrack to your life. It's actually the bare bones of it. It's about a woman who is struggling to make ends meet. And the only way she can see to help her and her little child is to delve into the underworld of a woman of the night. So if you listen to the lyrics and read the words, you understand what it is. But it has other ways of being meaning to people and stuff, and you can use it in other ways and add it to other different meanings and memories to your life. So, yeah, this is actually the very, very first song we wrote together as a band, the very, very first song we performed live as an originals band together. And now it's along with our latest single, which has been out since December now. It's in the set every single time, and we just can't do a set without it, basically.
Honestly, it's a great track, dude. Honestly, sit back for anybody that's yet to be acquainted with your music. The Julia set, is this your first time? Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
Reflection of a sinner, nothing ever seems fair. You're thinking what could happen if you take it or refuse it. A skill that they will pay for, you don't know how to use it. See it in the mirror, this thing you've been suppressing. Don't let your secret out now, gotta keep your buyer guessing. Smooth out all the creases and you look like you're on business. Close the door behind you, cause the mirror is your witness. Open fire, much better way. Rain, it'll be okay. Make your move or they'll get away. Don't care what the others will say. Do your thing and hope they will pay. Try to take it day after day. Want to run, but you have to stay. This is your first time. This is your first time. Chance to choose now. There's got to be a winner, cause there's far too much to lose now. Keep it all together, don't let them see you shaking. Convince them you're the real deal, first time. It's not mine.
The Julia set, ladies and gentlemen. First time hearing that for a lot of people. It's your first time on the show today. Brilliant, man, honestly. So this is the way it is. Jose, you're next. So Jose, would you like to say a review or a compliment for that track? Well, load up your song, brother.
I like the track. It has a nice drive to it, and it's pushing. You know, I can see it in both spectrum. One in the studio where everybody's just grooving right along with it, and you know, getting down with it, and then going live. Can you imagine that? Going live and seeing the crowd just dance with that music. That's how I envision it.
Well said, dude. Well said, man. So, Mickey, of the Julia set, what's the best way for anyone? Do you have a website or any of these things?
Yeah, like everyone, of course we do. First of all, Jose, thank you for the comments, and everybody else as well. Thanks for the comments. It's always nice to see the reaction. And Jose, definitely, it's such a pleasure to play live, which we are doing this weekend at a festival down in Fifield. So yeah, our website is basically pretty simple. It's thejuliaset.com. It's our main hub. Every single media platform we use is linked through there: YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Right.
For our sins, TikTok, which we're on as well. We don't really use that very often, but thejuliaset.com is the main hub. It's pretty simple. Everything goes through there. We go live now and again, and as you probably see, if you go onto it, you'll see there's some promotions been started the last couple of weeks because we're building up to our festival slot. It's just Saturday afternoon coming.
Well, dude, it's been a pleasure to host you here, man, and I hope to bring you back on many times. So the Julia set, everyone. Till the next time, man.
The pleasure's mine. Thank you.
Yeah, hope you can hang around. There's only, well, Emily's come in, so we've got 13 guests. I hope you've got an hour. Sit around and enjoy why everybody else has wrote their songs. If you've got the time, I encourage everyone to try and stay, because then everybody's fans will see you and when they share. Yeah. So, right, from England over to Indiana, we've got Jose Cornier. Could you introduce yourself? Who is Jose Cornier, and what's the story behind your song Isabella?
Yes, my name is Jose Cornier, and Isabella came by one day. My oldest daughter, my granddaughter, she was just playing right in front of me, and I was just looking at her, how enjoyable she was, how, you know, bouncing all over the place and just enjoying herself, you know. And as I sat there, the song came into my mind, into my heart, and I said, "Oh, I got to go home. I got to actually record this." So I got home, and I laid down just a basic tracks, just the guitar, the lead, and that was it. Then I added the actual bass line. Well, actually, it took me several months to put everything together because I'm playing all the instruments on that track. You know, so I decided to do it. So I recorded it in Houston, Texas, of all places. So the track resembles, it's a Latin jazz. It's an instrumental. It has two flavors to it. One is acoustic and one is electric. So I do the acoustic first and then the electric, and then I combine both of them together at the end of the song. And what I try to do is to reflect what I saw, what I felt, and what I heard from my actual granddaughter. So I dedicated it to her. Her name is Isabella, and that's how the song came to be.
Well, without further ado, I've heard it. It's absolutely brilliant. You're gonna love this track. It's called Isabella, and it's by Jose Cornier. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love. Absolutely fantastic, dude. You're welcome on my second edition of the jazz show that I do, Jazz Funk and Soul for the jazz artist. That's just world class, dude. I'd love to see you doing it, man. Just
Sure.
wow. Well, our next, well, Phil's unmuted himself. He's a world class guitarist as well. Phil, would you like to say something? Then Rick, who's our next guest, while I load up Rick's track, The Reverend Cavaliers are next.
Sure, man. Congrats on the song. I thought it was much like a Santana vibe. I know some Latin grooves, some nice
Yes.
acoustic guitar playing. Congrats, man. You
Thank
nailed
you.
it.
Thank you.
Well said, well said.
Wonderfully done.
Rick, what was your thoughts here, brother?
He took the words out of my mouth. Had the Santana vibe. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I say a little better than Santana, just for just for grins and giggles. Very nicely
Thank
done,
you.
man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well said, dude. So, Jose, how does anyone find you, dude? Your website or whatever you want to
Yes,
tell?
I actually posted it, so anybody can find me there. Plus YouTube, you can go into Spotify, you can go into Mixcloud, iHeartRadio. I'm on Amazon for downloads. I'm in iTunes. It's pretty much broad, so you shouldn't be able to. You should be able to find me. If you Google my name, you'll find me.
Nice one. You're absolutely fantastic. Pleasure to have you here. Jose
Thank you.
Cormier, until the next time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. So from Indiana to Tennessee. Hi, Rick. Who are the Reverend Cavaliers and what's the story behind your song, If Life Was Fair?
Thanks for having me on today, Mark.
Pleasure.
We are, oddly enough, at this point, the band consists of myself, my wife on background and vocals and percussion, our nephew on drums, and what we call our surrogate niece on bass. So I grew up in South Carolina playing in a hard rock band with my brother. We moved to Los Angeles, lived out there for about 9 years, and decided to move back to the East, back closer to family. And my brother finally quit playing. So my wife said, I'll jump in with you. And she came on board, never had written a song in her life, wrote one song and got us a small distribution deal, record deal.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So it was, I've been beating at this for, 30 plus years, and she writes one song, and it's quite humbling. Anyway, the song that you're going to hear today is, I decided to kind of go back to one of our older ones that when we first got started about 5 or 6 years ago. We don't do a lot of ballads, but this is somewhat of this kind of a rock ballad. And it really speaks to the old adage, be careful what you wish for. Basically, there's also a scripture that says, many are the plans in a man's heart, but God's purpose will prevail. So this is kind of if I had my way, I might have ruled the world, but if life hadn't been providential to me, I probably would have been dead as well. So anyway, that's kind of the background on it.
Right, God bless you, brother. Without further ado, let's get this track on. The Reverend Cavaliers with If Life Was Fair. One love, enjoy.
There's times I should have died, somehow I walked. There's times I should have won, somehow I lost. If life was fair, if life was fair, if life was fair, I would have ruled the world 99 times and lost 100 lives. There's times when nothing's smooth yet I land on top. There's times I'm in the fast lane and everything seems to stop. Go ask the winners, the story's all the same. Win, lose, or draw, you've got to try and try again. If life was fair, if life was fair, if life was fair, I would have ruled the world 99 times and lost 100 lives. If life was fair, Yeah, if life was fair, if life was fair, I would rule the world 99 times and lost 100 lives, 100 lives, 100 lives. Yeah, if life was fair, I would've ruled the world 99 times and lost my life 100 times, 100 times, 100 times.
Just fantastic, man. I wish it was double the length. Absolutely awesome, Rick. Young Taylor here, you're up next, dear. Would you like to say something? She's over an arid. Taylor, what was your thoughts on that lovely track while I load up your song?
That track was absolutely amazing. I really, really like the production on it. The drums sound really well, and there's a really nice storyline to it. So it's a really nice song, and it's definitely going to be added to my playlist. I really enjoyed it.
Wow, it's very kind of you. Thank you.
Well, that was just an awesome thing to say. So Rick, how does anyone find you, dude?
I usually send folks to our Bandcamp site, but you can find us on most social media. I think, yeah, Apple, Spotify, you can do, Twitter, Facebook. So pretty easy to find.
Reverend Cavaliers on all social media, ladies and gentlemen. Till the next time, dude. Rick from the Reverend Cavaliers.
Thank you much.
Well, thank you. So from Tennessee over to Ireland, we've got Taylor D now. Could you introduce yourself? Who is Taylor D and what's the story behind your song Fangirl?
So I'm a singer-songwriter from Dublin, Ireland, and I've been releasing songs for the past 4 or 5 years. I was actually crowned UK Radio Artist of the Year in 2022 and from First Choice Radio. And so Fangirl was written in December. I wrote it after a concert that I went to with a friend of mine to see my favourite band, the Vamps. And I just thought I seen a lot of screaming girls at this guy, the lead singer, Brad from the Vamps. And I thought a lot of people love this guy and this guy does not know that they exist. So I came up with the line, he's my everything and I'm just a light in the crowd. So that's kind of where the song kind of started. And it is the title track of my upcoming EP.
Oh, it's a lovely little track. And do you know, I don't know if you're keeping yourself a secret there, but you're shaded out. We can't see your face. We can see the outline of you. We can hear you perfectly. And if you want us to see you for after the track, just turn up. That's it. We can see your wee lovely face now. So Taylor D with Fangirl, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. One love.
This perfect kind of guy, the ones on stage and movie screens. He's not like you and I. He's my favorite notification, and I hate when it's not there. He's my everything, and I'm just a light in the crowd. Another one of his fingers, lost in another world. And I'll stand side stage, hoping one day he'll say hello to the fangirl.
Oh, that was absolutely awesome. That's commercial pop music, radio. It's like listen to Little Mix or something there. Honestly, love that. Not comparing you, but Phil, you're the next guest. Phil over in Brazil, so you get to speak twice tonight, brother. What was your thoughts here? You're muted, right enough, brother.
Hey Taylor, congrats on the song. It's a very smooth and cool vibe. It brings us some peace of mind when at least when I heard it. Something like I felt a soft song to like very cool vibe. Congrats.
Thanks so much. That's lovely words.
Well said, Phil. So, Taylor, what's the best way for anyone to find you, dear?
On Instagram, it's Taylor G Music, or on all other streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, it's Taylor G.
Well, I think you've got an absolute great future, and thanks for coming on the show today. Until the next time, Taylor D, everyone. Thank you. So, from Ireland to Brazil, this man's a regular in my shows now, and he's just absolutely magnificent. Phil Lima is in a few different projects, but today he's telling us about Dynamo. So, tell us about Dynamo and the story behind the song Pegasus Fantasy.
Yeah. So, if you're a guy from the 80s, such as myself, you should be a fan of the Knights of the Zodiac, Saint Seiya, as some of you may know it. It's a series that really marked my generation, really marked my childhood in my teens. And I always loved this metal theme sung by Edu Falaschi, that immortalized the song in Portuguese. And I did a dual version, singing in Portuguese, but also in Japanese. It was a bit tricky doing that, you know. I really loved the original version by Nobuo Yamada. So as you may think about it, I don't speak Japanese, not at all. But yeah, I was listening to Nobuo, reading to the lyrics, listening to him, and studied the lyrics to record in Japanese. And I was very glad because a Japanese friend of mine, straight from Japan, he said, okay, you have a little bit of accent, but okay, you said everything right. So I didn't change any any meaning of the words, which was the thing I was more worried about because it's a tricky language. But I hope you enjoy it. It's a song that really made part of my teens. So Pegasus Fantasy. Hope
Hey, everyone, sit back and marvel. If you don't know this young man, he's got so much talent. Just enjoy this. So that's all I can say. One love. Dynamo, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Lima, absolutely brilliant. Let's hear what Bravado Cartel, our next guest, have got to say while I load up their track. What's your thoughts here, lads?
Rock and roll. I love that. Full on rock and roll, man. Yeah, absolutely. Get them guitars turned up. I think what we need is some subtitles, though. So I'm a lyric man. I want to know what he's saying. What language was that?
Well, the first part, it was Portuguese, and the second part is the original in Japanese.
Wow, wow. Well done. Arigato gozaimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Well said, lads. So, Phil, tell us your website. You know what to do here. How does anyone find Phil Lima, brother?
Just to do some compliment about the information that I missed before the song. I have the plans of doing a full collab video, because this was a song recorded with other friends from Dean Records. It was Flavio Quebras, an awesome guitarist from Portugal. He really shredded on this one. Marcelo Loss from the band Loss, also from Brazil, on the bass. And Caio Gaona, he's known as the geek drummer here in Brazil. He recorded the drums for us. So I'll take notes about the subtitles.
It's a small world. We've had Marcelo Loss on this show before, so we have. He was on a metal show, one of the 1010 metal shows. It's amazing, isn't he? So yeah. How does anyone find you, dude? Do you have a website or any of these things, Phil?
Sure, you can find Dynamo with 2 N, double N on Instagram, and Phil Lima Official on Instagram as well.
Well, until the next time, Phil. One love, brother. You're the man, dude.
Thank you, guys.
So much good.
Pleasure being here.
Thank you very much. So from Brazil, back over to the UK here, we've got Bravado Cartel. Could you introduce yourselves, guys? Who are Bravado Cartel, and what's the story behind the song Stand Up and Be Counted?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I will. That's Sean from the label. And yeah, Stand Up and Be Counted was written a while ago now, but still quite relevant. It's a political statement, and it's basically about, can we swear on this show?
Yeah, you can fucking swear, man. As long as there's no kids.
It's about how fucked up the country is. There's nothing more to say really than that. Enjoy.
Hey, everything you guys do is absolutely magnificent. Bravado Cartel with Stand Up and Be Counted, which maybe more people should do. It's not a political show, but everybody knows the world's F-upped, you know. So without further ado, Stand Up and Be Counted by Bravado Cartel. Enjoy.
Stop
Absolutely fantastic. Just Bravado Cartel. Enjoyed speaking to you last night, Sean, and welcome to the music family already. This man's got his own record label. He's doing a lot of great things for people. Caroline, you're the next artist to come up. So what was your thoughts here? And could I kindly ask Emily, could you send the song you want featured in the chat here? Because I can't access my email and I didn't think you were going to make it today. So please send the track you want featured here. And Caroline, while I load up your track, what was your thoughts there in Bravado Cartel?
I think I like the song because it's very sing-alongable. So people are gonna remember it like for a few days to come. I'll be singing "Stand Up and Be Counted." So I like the video effects. The production was top notch. I think it's gonna be a good one for you guys.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Thank you, Caroline.
Well said. You know, you guys are fantastic. And what's the best way? Tell us about your record label and your website and things like that. Now, Sean, and we'll just plug away, guys.
So the record label is Paint the World Music. Check it out. Literally just Paint the World Music. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's backwards, isn't it? It's like on the front of an ambulance, but it's Bravado Cartel. So we're literally the only band on the planet called Bravado Cartel. So we should be pretty easy to find.
Honestly, he's absolutely fantastic. And you know, he's on yesterday's show. I got his back on the next day again. That's how much I love his Bravado Cartel. Until the next time. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.
Our pleasure's ours. So from the UK over to Alberta, Canada now. Caroline Park, could you introduce yourself? Who are you as an artist and what's the story behind the song Healing Dirt?
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm a farmer's wife. I started singing and playing the fall of 2019 after I was attacked by this drug user and I was traumatized. So I started songwriting, and this is a song that kind of came about off of a few different circumstances, but essentially like the world is really screwed up, and the more I learn about it, the more I don't want to learn anymore. And so this is something. I was frustrated with my husband one day, and I came home and I was busy. We have 4 kids under 10, and I came home and he was standing in the middle of the field, and I was so angry with him. But I kept that moment in my head, and then the song blossomed out of it. And it was kind of just like, sometimes you just need to go out to the field and just take a walk, and just how refreshing that can be in the chaos of the world that we live in today. So I kind of turned this horrible memory I had of me and my husband into this song. So it turned out to be a positive thing.
Oh dear, without further ado, let's get acquainted with your music. Caroline Park with Healing Dirt. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
Under my nails are bits of dirt, teeming with life that can't be heard. And so I saunter to the creek, release the dirt and exhale thee. Don't hold me down, I need to fly. My heart's holding up, but my soul might die. I gotta run out to the pasture, so I can breathe and nurse the cure. Let the stillness hold my body. I know the stresses of the current. This is dirt, even dirt. As every creek flows to the sea, my heart doth long for thee. Then thou moans with deep despair. How I wish I never cared. Don't hold me down, I just wanna fly. My heart's holding up, but my soul might die. I gotta run to the pasture so I can breathe in earth again. Let the stillness hold my body. And all the stresses of the curse with some we will endure. I gotta run out to the pasture so I can breathe in as the cure. Let the stillness hold my body. And all the stresses of the curse.
That was absolutely beautiful, Caroline. I really, really enjoyed that. Honestly, fantastico. Just awesome. So, Emily, you're the next guest, and I have to load up your track. I'm just going to go to YouTube and get it. So, Emily, and then Steve, I believe you unmuted yourself there, but there was an interruption. You can unmute yourself again if you two would like to say something, so I can guarantee I'll load the song up in time. Emily, then Greenbeard.
Yeah, you wanted me to unmute myself, Sparky?
Yeah, dude, if you would like to say something, and then Emily, what was your thoughts on that wonderful track there?
Okay, yeah, I just thought that song was, it was, well, what I said in comments, it was beautiful, it was emotional, it was sensitive, it was, it got, you know, it came to me, it reached me. It was like, I think that's important. Like if a song can reach somebody else, can reach your audience, that's what you want. And that song does it. You know, it has that emotional power. And that's what I want to say about it.
Oh, well said, dude. Emily, I can't find your song on YouTube. Is it on YouTube? Oh, we can't hear you. You've not got any audio input, Emily. And if it's not on YouTube, test your mic, dear. No, we can't hear you. I don't know if you've got earphones or something plugged in, maybe. It's okay. I'll come to you. I'll come to you in 2 songs' time then, just to you sort that out. There's maybe something it's okay. We'll sort that. Caroline, what's the best way for anyone to find you? You got a little review there from Steve anyway, and we'll go Steve, Emily, Mark, then Darman. That's the last 4 shows acts today. Caroline, what's the best way for us to find you?
Yeah, you can just go to carolineparkmusic.com, and then from there you got all my social links on there.
Oh, nice. Well, thanks for being a magnificent guest, and until the next time, Caroline Park, everyone.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. So I'm just loading up here Mr. Andrews' song. Steve Andrews over in Portugal. Could you introduce yourself? Who is Steve Andrews, and what's the story behind your song Citizens of Earth? Citizen of Earth. Right.
Okay, Steve Andrews is a citizen of Earth. Actually, I come from Cardiff, originally in Wales. I'm currently living in Portugal. And as my song says, basically, I think I'm a citizen of Earth. I think citizens and nations and all of this is just something that people have made up. And basically like we all live on the same planet, you know, we're all humans, and we all find ourselves in terrible chaos, crazy stuff going down in the world. And I actually wrote this something like 30 years ago. And it's just as bad. It's a lot worse now than it was then. But I talk about the Roman Empire being much like today, and I make references actually to an old TV series which was called The Prisoner, which used to star Patrick McGowan as number 6. And he was trying to free himself from this place that he was caught in, the village, and he could never get out, and he was always tormented. And he used to say, "I'm not a number, I'm a free man." So it kind of makes reference to that as well. Anyway, Citizen of Earth, Sparky, take it away.
Without further ado, Steve Andrews with The Citizen of Earth. One love.
I think it's time for a demonstration. Tired of living in a failing nation. Bad news of tomorrow. The bad news of tomorrow. A citizen of Earth is who I am. I'm gonna get by any way I can. A citizen of worth is what I am. Not just another number in this land. Everybody's looking for a dog to kick. If you're looking for luck, then take your pick. Here's another incredible prize draw. Another incredible prize draw. A citizen of Earth is who I am. I'm gonna get by any way I can. A citizen of worth is what I am. Not just another number in this land. I'm sick of all of these envelopes that take away your money and take away your hopes. If you're not rich, how can you cope? Under commercial exploitation. Under commercial exploitation. A citizen of Earth is who I am. I'm gonna get by any way I can. A citizen of worth is what I am. Not just another number in this land. The Roman Empire was much like today. Patricians and plebeians and social decay. Until the fires burnt it all away. The ghost of Nero still fiddling. The ghost of Nero still fiddling. A citizen of Earth is who I am. I'm gonna get by any way I can. A citizen of worth is what I am. Not just another number in this land.
Year-old, it's still an absolute belter of a track, Steve. Just wonderful. Emily, would you like to test your microphone again there, dear?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, it's working. So you take your time to tell Steve what you thought of his track there, and I'll try and load up the OneDrive.
Yes, cool. I really love the guitar, and you know the vibe, sorry for my English, the vibe about the song, and I can really feel the story in the song. We all human, and we don't need to be in a crowd, and we don't need a number. We are all human beings, and we are all special, and we are all unique. So really thank you so much for this amazing song. Really like it.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. Yeah, and you got like what I'm saying, and I appreciate that. And also, I just wanted to say, like, thank you to everybody that's left comments as well about my song. And just thank you all.
Well said, well said. I've got some bad news, Emily. I can't screen share a OneDrive, so could you just send us another YouTube link of yours in the chat?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes, I can send one Harry now, but I can, if you would like, I can just tell about little about my new song, if it's okay.
Yep. Well, I'll wait till it's your section. We'll just let Steve go off here.
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah, no worries. Well, why don't I bring you on next week again to do this track? We really need to do the YouTube shares. It's quite hard to do OneDrive. It doesn't let me do it for some reason. So if you can send another one of your tracks just in the chat that's on YouTube, then we'll just feature that and we'll come back to that track.
I have sent it now here in the chat. Yes.
Right. So what we'll do, we'll go Redbeard, then Emily, and then Darwin, and that's the end of the show. So, Steve, what's the best way for everyone to find you, dude? While I load up Mr. Redbeard's track.
Best way to find me is steveandrews.info. There we are. If you can see that, steveandrews.info. And you can also find me as the Bard of Ely. That's something I don't think I did say. I'm also known as the Bard of Ely. So if you Google the Bard of Ely, you should find me. And I'm on everything. I'm on all the social media and a lot of these music sites, and I'm all over the place. In fact, maybe I'm in too many places because it's hard keeping track. Anyway, steveandrews.info.
Well, until the next time, my brother from another mother, Steve Greenbeard Andrews.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So from Portugal with a green beard to London with a red beard, Mr. Mac Story, could you introduce yourself? Who are you as an artist? And why did you cover the double track song you've done here, A Spoonful of Fever? Could you tell us a bit about that?
All right, Sparky. Yeah, cool. First of all, great show. Once again, top quality music all the way down the line. I'm Mark Story, and I play dark voodoo blues rock. I write my own stuff. I play everything on it. I produce it. I mix it. I make the video. I do the whole lot. So if no one, I've only got myself to blame if it doesn't work. But sometimes I like to do a cover. If I'm going to do a cover, I like to bring my own twist to it. So that's what I did here. I combined Spoonful by Howlin' Wolf with Fever by Peggy Lee. And I learned to play slide guitar, especially for this track. So I hope you like it.
Well, everything you do is absolutely brilliant, dude. This is a belter of a track. A Spoonful of Fever by Mark Story. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
It could be a spoonful of coffee,
see. But a little spoon of your precious love is good enough for me. A man lies about a little, someone implies about a little, someone dies about a little. But everything I find about a spoonful, that spoon, that spoon, that spoonful, that spoon, that spoon, that spoonful. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever. When you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody's got the fever. That is something you all know. Fever isn't something new. Yeah, fever started long ago. It could be a spoonful of water, save you from the desert sand. But one bullet from my 45 will save you from another man. A man lies about a little, somebody implies about a little, somebody dies about a little. Everything's a fight about a spoonful, that spoon, that spoon, that 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 spoonful. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn.
I'll have to see this bit ending. Oh, what's coming up here? The special thank yous. Oh, my name's there. Mark. You shouldn't have. Love you, bro. Mr. Mark Redbeard Story. Absolutely wonderful, brother. Honestly. So, Emily, I've got your track now, dear. So, what was your thoughts on your song that's coming up? It's called Voodoo Doll. Mark's music's Voodoo Blues. So, tell him what you thought of his track there, dear.
I was like, it is me, or I just got really warm in here. Because when I was listening to this song, I was really feeling like this, this vibe. You're going through the desert and you are meeting with the devil and you're like challenge the devil. I got this.
That's it.
I got this picture in my head, like, you're walking up through the desert and you stand in front of the devil and you're like, and hell no, that is me in charge. You do not in charge of me, so I confront you. And you came up with this song. So it's like, yes, going through the devil.
Indeed.
Well
Thank you
said.
very much. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well said, Emily. So, Mark, honestly, you're a legend, man. What's the best way for anyone to contact you, dude?
I'll give you my home address. You can just come around and see me anytime you want. And you can find me on YouTube under Mark Story Music. There's a couple on there, but look for the Voodoo Doll. Facebook, Mark Story Music. Where else? Instagram, Mark Story Music on Instagram. And I'm on TikTok doing acoustic covers. Mark Story at 562. So pop in and say hi.
Hey, brother. You're co-hosting this show alongside Darman and Stephen, on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and it's a pleasure to know you. Mark Story, until the next time. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. So, from London to Denmark, we've got the return to the show for Amelia Thorsby. Could you introduce yourself? Who are you as an artist, dear, and what's the story behind your song, Voodoo Doll?
Yes, I'm a pop artist from Denmark, but my music is more played in USA and other countries. So I'm like a pop artist in Denmark that's going international. And last year I was nominated for Female Artist of the Year in USA. And thanks. And now my latest song here, Voodoo Doll, is a song I wrote about ex that has not been nice to me. So I was like, I wish really I could take a voodoo doll and put it through him. Yes, get my revenge. He was not really nice. So that's what the Voodoo Doll is about.
Well, you know something on yourself, dear. Amelia Thorsby with Voodoo Doll. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
Your voice inside my head, it's not so damn bad. Let me take your beautiful soul. You're my voodoo doll. Love when you beg and cry and beg. You're my deepest pain. Feel my love to your soul. I can make you hide into my gold. You're my voodoo doll. I can feel, I can tell. Feel my love to your soul. I can make you hide into my gold. You're my voodoo doll. I can feel, I can tell. It's our deepest night. I know you are waiting in the dark. Baby, I need you to scream my name. You and my pretty little game. Love when you beg and cry and beg. You're my deepest pain. Feel my love to your soul. I can make you hide into my gold. You're my voodoo doll. I can feel, I can tell. Feel my love to your soul. I can make you hide into my gold. You're my voodoo doll. I can feel, I can tell.
That was short and sweet. That was absolutely awesome. Amelia Thorsby. One love, dear. That's fantastic. Darren de Flern is our next guest. Would you like to say something about I load up your song, brother?
Yeah, you just made Mark's night. You could see him beaming or whatever as soon as he seen that, that picture come up. He was with you in spirit during that song, You Believe You Me. So yeah, as for the music, I really enjoyed your vocals and the way that the effects were put on. It very call out to the sort of 80s type of tracks of yesteryear. You had a bit of modern EDM in there as well, I thought, or whatever. But I'd class that as like a 80s dark wave with modern EDM fusion or whatever. So and I really enjoyed that break. I really enjoyed that break. That was excellent or whatever. Like sometimes it's important to have that to build it up, and that's something that EDM does very well or whatever. It gives you a chance to catch your breath and then you straight into the next bit or whatever. So, and I like the way that you had like the synths coming in from various directions and the bass synths, and the beat was very cool. So I really enjoyed that. I'm one for like the synths and 80s, as you will see with my next track as well. So yeah, excellent. I really enjoyed that.
Well said.
Thank you so much.
So Emily, what's the best way for anyone to find you? Your name's quite unique across social medias, but do you have a website or anything like this?
Yes, I have all on social media. You can find me on Facebook by Emily Forsby, and also on Instagram, Emily Forsby Music.
Well, this is your second time in the show. Let's get you back here as regular as anything. No, Amelia Thorsby, thank you, dear. Until the next time.
Thank you so much, everyone, for the sweet comments.
Oh, it's,
Appreciate it. Thank you
it's been
so
a
much.
pleasure. It's been a pleasure. So there's one more track of today, and by no means, you know, let's leave the best to last. Maybe even in some ways, Darman de Flair, and this is one of your best tracks. Could you introduce yourself, brother, over in Malaysia there? Who is Darman de Flair, and what's the story behind the song You? Y-O-U?
How come, right? Every song is my best track. No, I'm just kidding, mate.
I really like this one, brother. Honestly, I really like this one. And I know that you can talk, like I know you can talk for Asia. That's why I put you on last every time, so that you can have your so you can have your 10-15 minutes at the end. Darman, take the mic. Why did you write You? And then we'll have a good crack again after this.
Yeah. Okay, well, okay, get serious. Put my game face on then, zoom it. Okay, You is, it started with the bass line, as a lot of my tracks did. I wanted to create something like Spandau Ballet or Duran Duran, where like they were proper bands. Basically, they could play their instruments, they had like the guitars and everything else, but they had like a strong synth element as well. And I've actually created 3 different versions of this song because there's so much going on in this track. I was thinking, I wonder what does this sound when I split the elements up. So I got this, which is a combination of guitar and synths. Then I've got like a guitar only, then I got a synth only. I think this one and the guitar one are probably the best one. The synth one it suffers a little bit, but yeah, I just want to see, because there's a load of counter melodies on the synth end as well. So yeah, take it away, Sam.
Without further ado, You by D.D. Darman de Flair. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. One love.
Hands obey. You hit me so hard, you gave me a start. You swept over me like a tempest inside. I didn't know what to do at the time. You didn't realize what you did to me. Your head was spinning half the time. You didn't know what you did to me.
Yeah, Darman, honestly, it's one of your best bit of songs, man. I swear it's one of your best tracks. And you know, I'm very surprised your wife let you, let her be part of that video at the end here. You know, you're a very lucky man, bro. Darman, I love you to bits, man. Heston's unmuted himself. My radio partner, wait till you see what's coming. We're not going to announce it on Thursday. Heston over in California. What was your thoughts here in Darman's track? You've not said anything tonight yet, my brother.
Hey, Diamond, you took me back 30 years, man. I'm in a club in San Francisco called the Palladium. You go downstairs, it's a long tunnel. The dance floor is big. My heart is thumping, the bass is going, and it was called the Sweatbox. I can't think of the name of the group that it reminded me of, but it took me down that tunnel back to the 80s, 1981, 82. Beautiful, man, beautiful.
Thank you, Eston.
Well said, Heston, dude. You know, everyone's unmuted themselves here, Darman, so you're going to get a few. There's Emily, then there's Greenbeard, then Redbeard, then Mr. Phil Lima, the final compliment of the evening. Emily, what was your thoughts here on Darman and the night in general, if you want to have a final word here at the end?
Yes, I really get that fiercer vibe from the song. And I got this picture, you know, you're going out for dancing and like dancing in the night with this really great synth vibe, you know, something like you're going out and out in the street, you got the moon and this amazing music, fiercer synth vibe, like playing in the background and you like dancing.
Cool. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right. Let's see. Darman is a very emotional man. See if we say too many nice things, he'll start crying and everything. Right, let's try and make him cry, ladies and gentlemen. Taylor, you're still here, darling. I'm so happy that you are. She sat here and watched the full show. Would you like to say anything about the full show in general, or to Darman there? If you do, just unmute yourself. Yeah, there we go.
Definitely. Yeah, Darman, that really took me back to the 80s vibe. Really loved the synths. Production was top quality. I loved the lyrics. Absolutely amazing. And the show in general, there's been such a wide variety of music. I really enjoyed it. Have to say I've come across some great talent here tonight.
Oh, Taylor,
Yes,
thanks.
Thank you very much. And I
Thanks for
agree.
coming and being a guest, and look out for the article that I make. Every guest here, you'll have your Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram embedded in the articles now I do. So, well said, ladies. Right, so Greenbeard, Redbeard, and then maybe we call Phil Blackbeard. I don't know. Maybe it's a name for Phil. It needs to be at least an inch long, though. So, Greenbeard, Redbeard, Phil. That's been a great show.
Damien, you know, what I would like to say about your song, I posted in chat, and I've said, you know, I've actually said this before, is that I remember when there were songs, synth pop, 1980s, 1990s, Depeche Mode, Human League, Duran Duran, all these bands, and they were getting like big hits with their songs. And I always think you write songs just as good as those songs which were hits. And, you know, it's a shame we don't have that genre of music basically, you know, popular now, because you could have a hit with your songs because it's that good. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you very much. That means a great deal. Thank you very much.
Well said, dude. And you know something? This is what we're all doing here. Like, if you've not got a special second name or you're not connected, you're not going to make it in the mainstream music. I'm sorry. So we're building, believe it or not, I'm trying to build a rival to the mainstream music. It's not going to happen overnight, is it, ladies and gentlemen? 10, 20 years time, let's see where we are. If we keep uniting the great people that keep coming back to the Heston's a long-term member, as is Mark, as is Steve, as is Darwin, as is Phil. Emily's, she's back on for a second appearance tonight. Young Taylor, this is your first time. That over 900 guests have been on this show since I started it last year. And what if you can all put your fans together? You need some mini Elon Musk to do that. And I'm not calling myself a mini Elon Musk, but I can do anything I put my mind to, and I'm dedicating my life to trying to make a difference for the musicians in this family. But I don't want to get all soppy on these. Mr. Redbeard, let's get back to having a cool show. No soppiness, you know.
Well, I don't think it's going to take 10 years. I don't think it's going to take 5 years. I mean, the progress from Top Talent in the time I've been in the family has rocketed, and it will continue to rocket. We have a few people that jump ship because they do not believe, but they are foolish. This is the way forward. Great show again tonight. Darmin, you cover every genre and you do it really, really well. But when you go into this 80s sound, this groove that we've just heard, you're top of your game on this. And I totally love what you do. Love you as a friend. And that's the other thing about this show as well. It's not just about getting your music out there. You get to make good friends and good contacts. And I'm very happy to say I've made some really good friends here. And long may we rock and roll, people. Long may we rock and roll.
Hey, do you know something? Nothing's going to stop us doing what we're doing. I don't even allow myself to go to bars or pubs or anything, just in case the devil comes out and sets me up to. No, I wake up, I have a cup of coffee and start working again. 12, 14, 16 hours a day every day. And we're gonna get there. Like last but no means least, Mr. Phil Lima over in Brazil. Final compliments of the evening. Final, whatever you want to say here.
Hey guys, pleasure being here with you once again. The show gets better and better, and I love this diverse show because we have. Today I missed the country music though. We always have some good country music, but we also have pop music. We have the voodoo blues rock, which rocks with my red bearded friend, and I love the nickname the Blackbeard. I still don't need the ink here, but I think it wouldn't be very good tinted any other way. So I just gotta.
Hey brother, it just has to be 1 inch long, and then overnight your name will be Blackbeard. You know what I mean? And Phil, you've
like
been,
this, huh?
Phil, you've been on the last 4 Tuesday shows. This is the time that's convenient for you. So I do 7 days on, 7 days off. And there's different times of day so that we can catch all the time zones. And whatever time zone suits you for a regular appearance, if you're a member, come out every second show or whatever, you know, 7 on, 7 off. And when we said about like what we're building here, like people come on this show, right? Then they get approached by people, and then people try and make them believe that I'm fake and I'm this, I'm that. We might be able to help you, but stay away from, like, the mainstream don't like me. They don't like what I'm doing. And anybody that's naive enough to believe them, if anyone's like rude to me and starts to ignore me or something, I'm from Scotland. I say, well, fuck you then. There's 300 million musicians. They can't replace you, but see, when anybody comes back, when they realise somebody's tried to dupe them from the realest mofo in the game, my arms are open wide for every single person that's ever come on my show before. And that has happened in mass. I've been shown 100 screenshots from people. Look what I've just been sent after being on your show. People are trying to destroy it. But the more people that try and destroy it, the more people try and help it. Like Redbeard, Greenbeard, that look. We can't be stopped, ladies and gentlemen. And this has been a wonderful show. I don't want it to go for too long. That's an hour and 40 minutes, 12 guests. We've spoke some. This is the Rapid Show. I'm going to stop the live on Facebook. Goodbye, Facebook. And I'll stop the main one with the peace sign. We all want world peace here. And I've got 900 people with their V's in the air. Emily, let's see a V's in the air with the field. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.